Welcome everyone, it is me, the Laval, also known as the Power To-Do List, back for you with another video. And yeah, today I'm very hyped for this, the Egyptian God deck Obelisk the Tormentor. These have been announced for a while now, and since today is the release date for these finally came in the mail. So, since I have 3 in front of me, we're going to take a look at one of these, what's inside, maybe talk a bit about what we have, and afterwards I am going to show you a deck list you can put together using 3 of these. So yeah, these things have been controversial, to say the least. We do get the amazing paper playmat again, showing both gods, to be honest, which is kind of weird. And yeah, we are looking for this, the cards inside of the deck. A lot of stuff on the back here. Let's see where we can find the opening here, right up front. And then we can dive into this product. Yeah, very controversial since a lot of people feel like these could have been better. We of course start off with a copy of Obelisk the Tormentor himself in ultra rare. Then we have Soul Crossing, the new continuous quick play spell that lets you tribute your opponent's monsters for the summon of one of your god cards. We have Obelisk's own spell, the Fist of Fate, that lets you destroy a monster and your opponent cannot use that monster's effect. We have Divine Evolution, a spell card that boosts your gods and your wicked monsters, your wicked avatar, your wicked dreadroot. Then we have a level resist wall. I think this is a trap that summons back monsters when a monster you control gets destroyed. And we have an Angel 01. This guy special summons himself by revealing a high level monster, a level 7 in hand, and lets you tribute summon for an additional level 7. We have an super rare Mermere, which is kind of nice, and we have the card everyone is looking for in these, a super rare printing of Harpy's Feather Duster. For the commons, let's move these a bit up. We have a Nimble Momonga at 1, kind of weird. We have a Bazu the Soul Eater, a Cyber Dragon. Oh, these are not... Oh, we get 3 Nimble Momonga, never mind. Guess I have 9 of these now. We have a Hardened Armed Dragon. We have a Super Nimble Mega Hamster. We have an Evil Swarm Mandragora, a Photon Saber Tiger twice. We have Evil Swarm Salamandra. We have 3 copies of Ra's Disciple. We have one Unmasked Dragon. What does he float into? He floats into Mermere? He doesn't float into... Weird, okay. We have a Nimble Beaver to go with the Nimble Momonga. We have a Condemned Witch. Very cool normal summon, to be honest, especially because this can grab Ra's Disciple from deck. We have Gizmek Uker, the Festive Fox of Fecundity. We have a copy of Gizmek Makami, the Ferocious Fanged Fortress. We have a Brain Control, a Monster Reborn, a Dimension Capsule, a Pot of Avarice, double summon to get Obelisk onto the board. We have a Forbidden Chalice, a Forbidden Lance, and a Forbidden Dress to go with the Condemned Witch, since she searches all of these forbidden spells. We have a Supply Squad, a Monarch Stormforth, which is kind of cool. I'm definitely looking forward to maybe test some Monarch Obelisk variants, since I am having a blast with Monarchs at the moment. Probably will provide a deck profile around next week. They Call of the Haunted, a Cloning, a Drowning Mirror Force, which is kind of nice, to be honest. But yeah, that is about it. Some King's Court, Duel Links and stuff. Yeah, all in all, I think I can definitely still see why people are disappointed with these, because these could definitely been better when it comes to, what cards are in these. If you consider that stuff like Cyber Dragon got a reprint, Bazu the Soul Eater, or Nimble Momonga out of all things. And yeah, I mean, the Unmasked Dragon in this doesn't even have a target to float into, which is kind of weird. But I definitely think Harpy's Feather Duster is a really cool card. And if you are a casual player and a sucker for these anime type decks, you can definitely do a lot with this and have some fun with it, to be honest. Which is kind of, the main purpose of these, I feel like, to, just whip out some decks that contain Slifer and Obelisk and have those go toe-to-toe with each other. But yeah, I will crack open the other two, assemble the deck I was going to show you guys, and then we'll see each other again when I've done that. So yeah. And here we are with the deck list. Quickly got done sleeving this up. Well, this deck list is of course starting off with 3 copies of Obelisk the Tormentor. Since this is your main, Egyptian god card you want to summon, he's 4K, he's big, he's immune to targeting, so he's definitely something you can work with, and there is definitely a few decks that struggle against this guy, especially during testing. I've had situations where, like, sometimes without, proper sighting and everything, my friends couldn't out this guy once he hit the board, which is kind of nice. Yeah, going into the other monsters, we have 3 Gizmek Uka, the Festive Fox of Fecundity. This guy special summons itself from the hand when your opponent summons a monster from deck, which is of course very nice, and also on summon if your opponent controls a monster of, the wind attribute. You can summon the Gizmek Makami from deck, which is kind of nice. And also he burns your opponent for 300 each time he summons a monster. But the main point why you run him is because he's kind of big with 2250, and also he puts himself on the board rather easily because a lot of decks nowadays summon from the deck. And then again, we play the one Gizmek Makami. He's mostly here to be summoned off Gizmek Uka in, fringe situations, because you don't actually have a way to get to him consistently, because he requires you to have 6 banished cards, and I think almost nothing in this deck banishes itself. So yeah. Then I play 2 Cyber Dragon and 2 Evil Swarm Mandragora, just as additional special summons that put themselves on the board. Cyber Dragon, of course, special summoning itself if you don't control a monster but your opponent does. And Evil Swarm Mandragora special summoning itself when your opponent controls more monsters than you do. So these definitely help you get to tribute material for your Obelisk summon, which is why I do run 2 of each. Then getting back to some playsets. I play 3 Condemned Witch, and I have to say, throughout testing, I definitely want to do something with this card after, getting some testing out of the way and maybe optimizing the Obelisk strategy a bit more. But I generally think this is a great normal summon, because on normal summon you can add a Forbidden Spell and Trap, a Forbidden Spell from your deck to your hand, which means you get access to Chalice, lands, and Dress, which is kind of neat, definitely. And also she can tribute herself during your opponent's main phase to special summon a level 4 fairy from the deck, in this case Wrath's Disciple. But I definitely think she is really neat, and I will definitely look into building a deck with her. Then, speaking of Wrath's Disciple, we run 3, since it's probably the best card you have in your deck to easily enable Obelisk. Drawing this Obelisk and a double summon easily enables you to summon Obelisk, which is probably one of your more consistent ways to get him out. So yeah, you should run 3. Then I play 3 Angel O1s. You can special summon this guy from your hand by revealing a level 7 or higher monster. And also you can, if you control the special summon card, you can normal summon 1 level 7 or higher monster in addition to your normal summon. So he is just, another guy that helps you get tribute material on the board for Obelisk, which is of course the main point. Then we play 3 Soul Crossing. This is probably the most broken card in both of these structure decks. During the main phase, after this card resolves, tribute monsters on the field and summon a divine beast from your hand. Your opponent cannot respond to this, but it limits you to one card or effect until your next end phase after this card's activation. Excluding, Divine Beast effects. This is a really insane card, to be honest. And probably what, carries these decks a bit, alongside, Feather Duster. But this definitely is a great card that easily enables you to get a God on the field. So yeah, I don't see why you should run less than 3. Something I could definitely see where you run less than 3 would be this, Fist of Fate, since it's Obelisk's, dedicated spell. So yeah, you can only activate it, while you control Obelisk, and it cannot be negated. You negate the effect of one effect monster your opponent controls, destroy it, and if you do, the effects of that monster or monsters with the same name will be negated until the end of the next turn. Until the end of the turn. And also, if you activate this during your main phase, you pop all your opponent's spells and traps, which gives you not only a great bit of interruption on your opponent's turn, because you can essentially flip this, pop something, negate something, maybe something important your opponent needs for their combo. But I can definitely see, because this is limited to Obelisk, why you would maybe only run 2, but I still run 3, because I think the card is cool. And yeah. Then I do play 1 Divine Evolution, just, to give Obelisk that extra bit of attack power and some more protection, I guess, which is kind of neat. So yeah, I do run just the 1. Then, of course, playing the 1 Harpy's Feather Duster, and alongside it, the 1 Monster Reborn when it comes to power 1-offs that are currently limited. Wiping your opponent's back row and reviving a monster from the grave definitely helps this deck. Especially if your Obelisk gets destroyed, summoning him back, even if he gets destroyed during the end phase of a turn he was special summoned, it can still help you maybe steal a game from your opponent, which is, what you are probably trying to do, Then for the Forbidden lineup, we play 2 Chalice, targets a face-up monster on the field. That monster has its effect negated until the end of the turn and gains 400 attack. Gives you a neat interruption, to be honest. So yeah, that is great. I played 2 lands. You could probably do with 1 and 3 Chalice, to be honest, but those ratios are kind of up to preference. You target a monster on the field with lands. That monster loses 800 attack, but it is unaffected by spells and traps. This does not work with Obelisk, since Obelisk is targeting immune. So probably 3 Chalice to 1 lands is a more optimal play, but I think lands in general is a really nice card. And then just the 1 Dress. Target a face-up monster on the field. Until the end of the turn, it loses 600 attack, but it cannot be targeted or destroyed by card effects. Kinda neat. Definitely gives you some more protection for your archetype, I guess, or your deck. But these are just, grabbable off Condemned Witch, which makes these readily accessible. So yeah. These are kind of neat, and definitely one of the reasons, or some of the reasons, why I would love to build something with Condemned Witch in the future. Then, playing 3 double summons just, to get that extra normal summon for Obelisk if you draw Wrath Disciple, or just, to more easily enable board presence to get to Obelisk. And capping off the 40-card main deck is a playset of Drowning Mirror Force. This is probably the best defensive card in this deck. On direct attack, shuffling your entire opponent's attack position lineup into the deck is a really powerful effect, and this is a very nice card to have for that. So yeah, this will be, kind of it for this video. Definitely let me know down below what you think of these structure decks. Did you pick some up? Will you be buying the singles? Do you think these are, the worst product we have ever received? Definitely let me know and be civil about it in the comments. I think these are neat, for the casual scene. These definitely provide some cards, and with some of the cards in here, I definitely have some ideas in the future what I can do. Maybe I'll pick up the Gizmek deck once, the support drops in Dawn of Majesty, and as mentioned, I do want to make something with Condemned Witch happen at some point, but I'll see when I'll get to that. So yeah. This has been kind of my opening decklist review video for the Egyptian god deck Obelisk the Tormentor. I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you guys again next time. But until then, goodbye.